Alright, what's going on, guys? It's Boss Han here. I am back with another video. If you guys hear my voice kind of low today, that's because I'm kind of tired. I'm not really in the mood to do anything right now, but I'm like, whatever. I guess I could just make a story time if I'm not gonna do anything for the rest of the day. Anyhow, today's story time is where I actually got scammed when I was trying to trade Pokemon cards with one of my friend. At first, I didn't notice it was like a fake card until my other friend realized that it was fake. So this is a big mistake that every little kid would not want to make, but you know, it happens sometimes. Anyhow, without further ado, grab your snacks, drinks, and whatever you need, get ready for your story time, and let's get into it. Holy shit, I suck at Call of Duty.
Yeah, I pull up and I got those. You haters looking cheesy like some nachos, but I will never stop.
So when I was in the 8th grade, I was big on collecting Pokemon cards. My goal was to get as much EX cards as possible. And so time to time, I would just bring out my Pokemon book at school to like look at it or to just study whatever, do things what kids like to do with Pokemon cards. I mean, most people would just play Pokemon card battles, but I would just look at my book and just start looking because I thought that these cards looked beautiful. And they obviously are. Because if they aren't beautiful, then why are some Pokemon cards really expensive like the first edition Charizard card? But besides on ranting on Pokemon cards, there were some friends I had that liked collecting Pokemon cards as well. And so sometimes after some classes, we would take out our Pokemon books and see if we want to trade some. Well, one of our friends, we're going to be calling him Jack because, I don't know, I'm just going to call him Jack. That's not his real name. That's just a fake name, but Jack was really big on collecting Pokemon cards, and the thing is, he's really wanted to sell all of his Pokemon cards, but since I didn't have a lot of money, I can only like trade one card for another card that he had, and it was really a good time. Like, if this was forever, then I would probably do this again. But you know, this is only middle school, so it didn't last forever. But one day, I decided to trade my friend Jack a Pokemon card that had like 3 versions of, which was a Pikachu V card. I know this one was a generally bad one. I mean, there's nothing wrong with V cards, it's just that it's not really expensive. I mean, unless you're talking about the secret cards of Pikachu, then that's fine. But like, I mean, there's some V Pikachu cards that are like what, on top up to $20, but I generally just had like $1 to like $5, which, I mean, that's some money, but that's not really enough. So I trade one of my Pikachus to my friend, and he gives me an EX card that I've been wanting to get. However, I wasn't able to choose the cards I was able to get because most of the time he would have his Pokemon cards at home, so I would have to wait until he'll give me the Pokemon cards that he has. And so he has all these Pokemon cards in his hand finally today that he was able to trade to people. And so I picked out an EX card that I was able to trade with. Now, at first, like, I didn't see this was fake because all the letters shine. Like, I just knew how they were fake or not. And so I'm like, holy crap, I have another EX card I can add to my collection. And for at least 3 or 4 days, everything is going fine. Like, I have this EX card in my binder, everything's going great, no one seems to notice until one of my friends, we're going to name him Mr. C. Mr. C, no, we're just going to name him C, but C is a lot more experience with Pokemon cards than I am, because the thing is, not only was Jack a very big collector, but C was a very big collector with Pokemon cards as well. And so since he was a big expert, on the 4th day I had this card, I showed to my friend C, and then C looked at the text and it was like, that kind of looks fake. I'm like, well, why? Well, look at the wording, then look at the other card. And so I give him one card I had to see the variances of the versions of the text, and he was right. Because the thing you're probably saying, well, how could this be fake? Not only that's a trick to seeing which card, like, if the foiling is right or the word texting is like they match. There's also another trick where real Pokemon cards will basically have like this glittery like black spot, I don't know, in the middle of the card, but like if there's like no print ink in the card, like if you tear it and you don't see like a black ink, then that means it's fake. So immediately I'm like, are you kidding me? I've been scammed. Like, I got traded traded for a non-real Pokemon card. And so I look at Jack and he's kind of embarrassed because like, are you kidding me? Like, I have fake Pokemon cards now. Then where am I buying these Pokemon cards at? So my friend Jack is like, oh, I'm very sorry, and he takes the card, and I'm like, well, okay, can we get a deal then later? And he's like, oh yeah, oh, we can set a deal. But right before we were about to like trade some more, the bell rings. The goddamn bell rings as soon as I was about to get another Pokemon card. And so after school, I try to see where my friend Jack is, and he's nowhere to be found. And the reason that is because Jack tends to be the person that likes to leave the school immediately. I mean, not gonna lie, I don't like being at school anyway, so I would not be surprised if he would just leave school immediately. But it's been like, what, a few weeks now since this all thing happened, so I tried asking him if I can get the Pokemon card back, and I haven't got it since, so I'm kind of mad at this. I really want my Pokemon card back. Jack, if you're hearing this, that's not your real name, but I'm not mad at, well, kind of, but like, I'm not really mad at you. I just really want my Pokemon card back. If you have the Pokemon card back, just text me in the comment section. I mean, you don't have to if you want to. I mean, I'm not gonna force you. But yeah, that's a time where I got scammed from a Pokemon deal. This story was very short because well, stories just tend to be short. And I apologize if I like screw up some words or like how weird I sound. That's because I'm wearing retainers. I just recently got my braces taken off. It's been almost a month since I have these retainers now. Also, I kind of want to point out something that in the beginning of this video, the channel's intro changed, and that is because I was kind of bored seeing just using the old one over and over again. I mean, it's not old. I mean, I've been using it for what, almost like months now. But I just want to make a new one because I think this one's a little bit more fitting of how the weather is going on right now. I mean, it's mostly cloudy right now, but the sun's starting to shine a little bit onto the earth. But yeah, that's basically a story. Moral of the story is don't get scammed and make sure that your Pokemon cards are real, because if they're fake, then they're basically worth nothing. But yeah, I would really appreciate it if you guys can press the like button on this video. However, if you do not press the like button, then you'll get scammed forever and get fake Pokemon cards every time you get a pack, even though it looks real or not looks real. But yeah, that's me. That's the whole entire story. I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm out of here. Peace.